Sometimes it's not a betrayal that builds over time. It's a single night, a single decision that destroys everything. I should have stayed home that night. If I could rewind time just once, I'd erase that decision. One night, one party, one drink too many, and everything I had came crashing down. My job, my house, my marriage. I was 32, a marketing executive with a steady career, a mortgage I could handle, and a husband I believed was my forever. Ethan and I had been married for 5 years. We weren't perfect, but we were solid, or so I thought. That Friday, my team was celebrating landing a massive contract. My boss, Vince, threw an after-hours party in a swanky downtown loft. Ethan wasn't thrilled I was going. He thought Vince was too flirty, too smug, but I brushed it off. I told Ethan, I'll be home by midnight. I should have listened. The loft was filled with champagne, soft music, and people letting their guard down. At first, I stuck close to my coworkers, making polite small talk. Then Vince handed me a glass of something strong, grinning as he said, "You deserve to celebrate properly." I took it, and then another. Before I knew it, the crowd thinned out. My head was spinning, and Vince started talking closer. He touched my arm, laughed too long at my jokes. I felt the red flags fluttering, but I didn't move. It's blurry what happened next. I remember sitting on the couch beside him. I remember the warmth of his hand on my thigh, and then black. I woke up the next morning in his bed, still dressed, head pounding, stomach twisted in knots. The shame hit first, then fear. I ran out before he woke up, called an Uber, cried the whole ride home. When I got inside, Ethan was still asleep. I stood in the bathroom, staring at my reflection. I told myself nothing happened. I was too drunk. I kept repeating it like a mantra. Nothing happened. But deep down, I knew I crossed a line. I kept it a secret for weeks. Every time Ethan kissed me, I felt sick. Every time he asked how work was going, I flinched. Then things got worse. 2 Mondays later, I walked into the office and saw HR sitting in Vince's glass-walled office. He looked pale, avoided eye contact. By noon, I was called in. Apparently, Vince had confessed to something happening between us. Said it was consensual but regrettable. The company had a strict policy about relationships between supervisors and employees. And just like that, I was fired. No severance, no reference, just a cold, clinical exit. I came home early, shattered. Ethan was in the kitchen making dinner. I collapsed into a chair and told him everything. Everything except the part where I didn't say no. He listened. Quiet. Too quiet. Then he said the 5 words I'll never forget. "You cheated on me, Claire." I tried to explain that I didn't remember, that it wasn't what it seemed. But the more I spoke, the more distant he became. He packed a bag that night, told me he needed space. 2 days later, I got a notice from our landlord. Ethan had pulled out of the lease renewal. Since the place was under his name, I had 30 days to leave. I was unemployed, alone, and terrified. I moved in with my sister, Megan, who had a tiny spare room and too many questions. She tried to be kind, but I could see the judgment in her eyes. Every day was a haze of job boards, regret, and self-loathing. I applied for anything, admin work, freelance gigs, retail, anything. But my reputation in the industry was already tainted. Word spreads fast. Then came the final blow. Megan came home one evening, pale-faced, holding her phone. She showed me a video. My heart stopped. It was security camera footage from the building lobby the night of the party. Me laughing with Vince, him kissing my cheek, me leaning in. The timestamp was clear, the body language damning. The video had made its way to Reddit. Some anonymous user posted it under the title, "Office affair goes wrong. She got fired. Now she's playing victim." My name wasn't in it, but people figured it out. Someone from my office commented. Then another. The internet did what it always does. I deleted all my social media. Turned off my phone for days. Ethan never reached out again. Weeks passed, then months. I finally landed a part-time receptionist job at a dentist's office. The pay was awful. The hours worse. But I took it. Megan introduced me to a therapist. I went reluctantly, but talking helped. For the first time, I admitted it. I let it happen. I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't forced. I made a choice, even if I pretended I didn't. It was one night that I didn't even want. And I still lost everything. My marriage wasn't perfect, but Ethan didn't deserve that. I tried writing him a letter, a real apology. I never sent it. What would be the point? He'd moved on, probably better off without me. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I just left the party early, or said no to that second drink. But I didn't, and now I live with that every single day. We like to believe a single night can't define us, but sometimes it can. Sometimes the choices we make in a moment of weakness echo louder than we ever imagined.